All right, so today we're going over how to reinforce your lineman's loop so that it stays open. Uh, Most of the companies out there nowadays, they already reinforce it with different materials to keep that loop open. But on some of the different brands, they're just flimsy and they don't stay open. Like this particular one, this is a Dryad killdeer belt. And I really like the concept of it, but the loops that they're using just kind of suck. So early in the season, it wasn't such a big deal when I wasn't wearing jackets and stuff. You know, you could see the loop and kind of work your carabiner into it. But late season, when you got bulky clothes on and you can't see what you're doing, dealing with the flimsy loop is just frustrating. So what I did is I took this moldable plastic. There's Instamorph. This particular one is moldable thermoplastic. You can get them all on Amazon and stuff. They're pretty cheap. And what it is it's little plastic BBs that you can dump into water and heat it up to, on this particular one, it says 140 degrees. And you heat it up and it'll turn into a workable piece of plastic like this and really moldable. And once it cools off, it's solid. Um, it's a really tough plastic. And it's kind of cool because like this is just leftover material. I just squished the leftover stuff flat. That way it's easy to heat up again the next time you got to use it. So you could make something, not you decide you didn't like it, just heat it up again and rework it. It's really nice for that, for anything like automotive type stuff or you name it. But so what I'm going to do today is I'll kind of walk you through doing this because I'm going to heat this up and kind of mold some of the material out of here because I got a little bit more plastic in here than what I need. So I'll kind of show you how I do it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to heat up some water. I just fill it in a jar, put it in the microwave. I don't like to do it in any jar that I eat out of. So we got an empty kraut container, repping my hometown, Franksville. But so we're just going to put it in the microwave and heat it up. All right, so what you're gonna do is the water is gonna be hot, so you're gonna take your TIG welding gloves in case your ex-girlfriend took all your kitchen stuff in the breakup. You're gonna use your TIG gloves so you don't burn your hand. You're gonna get your water out of your microwave. I'm just gonna dunk the loop in the water. And what it's gonna do is it's white right now. And once it heats up to the point where it's workable, it'll turn clear. So it's actually starting to turn clear already. You can kind of see it. All right, so on the first attempt, I took a little bit too much material. I think this is probably more than I need out. And it was a little bit flimsy still. So I'm working a little bit more back in. So this is actually what you'll be doing, is working some of this plastic into your loops. Now I'm trying to keep it just below the top of the top of the strap, just because I don't want to feel plastic. You can have kind of worked right up to the top of it, but I don't want it coming over the top. Although it would probably give it more strength if you did, if that's what you're worried about. But I am not. I just want it to be smooth. There's more on this side. So I'm going to heat this back up a little bit so I can keep working at it. But that's the nice thing about this stuff is you don't have to worry about running out of time. So you can use hot water on this stuff. The other thing that you can use is a heat gun. If you're working on something that's like too big or you can't get it in a jar or whatever, I've done that before. I no longer have it on the stand anymore, but I was fooling around with a concept where I had molded some of this stuff onto the stand and I just used the heat gun to work it, and that worked fine. So hopefully that helped you out. I found it really helpful this late season with reinforcing that eye. I like it a little bit better now that I took a little bit more plastic out, so it kind of has more spring and return to it, whereas before it was kind of more of a puck. But yeah, so if it helped you out, leave me a comment. Let me know it helped you out. I'm doing this to help other guys out. I don't really give a shit if you subscribe or not, but if you want to subscribe, go for it. I'm going to try to drop some hunting videos from earlier in the season, but this season wasn't really good, so I don't really have a whole lot to tell except a bunch of bitching and whining. So anyhow, see you guys.